Spiteful boyfriend steals woman's dog to sell on Craigslist, but nice couple saves the day. For Ashley, who just moved to California, getting her Pomeranian, Ella, was like having a new member of the family. But then one day she returned home to find that her boyfriend had sold her puppy and broke up with her. Craigslist klepto. When she opened the door to her apartment, Ashley felt like something wasn't right. It took her a moment to realize that her sweet dog wasn't greeting her. Her eyes caught her boyfriend's, who had a smug look on his face. Comfort. Ashley's boyfriend told her that he had sold her dog and they were now broken up. While getting dumped is terrible, losing Ella the dog was a lot worse for Ashley. Since they had first met, Ashley had come to depend on the cute little dog for emotional support and love. But that was far from the only part of their relationship. In return, Ashley showered little Ella with love and care, which included everything from food to medical bills. What was racing through Ashley's head was her dog's well-being. Naming Ella. When Ashley got her dog, an adorable sable Pomeranian puppy, she decided to name her Ella. One of her idols had for the longest time been Ella Fitzgerald, and she thought this was a perfect name to call her cute little puppy. As soon as I saw her, Ashley explained to local news, I just felt this connection that I have never felt with any other dog I've had. But their connection would soon be tested in the most brutal and heartless way. New town. Several months earlier, Ashley had moved from Reno, Nevada to Canyon County, California, in the hopes of pursuing a career as a professional singer. But being over 7 hours away, she suddenly found herself from her friends and family. She had such high hopes for the move that when she was left with loneliness afterwards, she realized that it was depressing her. She realized that she needed a dog for her mental health, and when she met Ella, Ashley knew she was the one. Beau in different area code. Emotionally, Ashley had been dragged through the dumps before getting Ella, but her luck was destined to change. Just when she was at a low point, she also found a man that left her with a really good feeling inside. It took only 3 months for all that to fall apart, as it turned out. For her part, she thought everything was incredible. Despite holding down a full-time job and devoting her spare time to developing her musical career, she still found time for Solomon, her new beau. Bye-bye. Solomon was visiting Ashley at the time, which Ashley was delighted about, until he sold her dog. June 11th began as expected, with her going to her work at her full-time job early to beat traffic. Before she left, she stretched her neck to kiss Solomon goodbye and gave Ella some loving. She couldn't have known, but it was the last time she would ever kiss him, and she feared the last time she would ever see Ella. Trusting him, Ashley had just gotten her life in order in a new house and in a new town, so for her to leave Solomon alone with Ella was like putting her life in his hands. Ashley had no idea that she had left Ella with a maniac, though nor could she have known. There was absolutely nothing in his demeanor that morning to indicate what he would do. Indeed, he had kissed her goodbye that morning, and she left him in her home without thinking twice. Scheming. But the moment the door closed behind Ashley, Solomon got to work with a sneaky plot against her puppy. As far as Ashley was concerned, there was absolutely no precedent for what Solomon did. As for the cops, they considered his actions to be criminal. But as far as Solomon was concerned, what he cared about was hitting Ashley where it hurt. He turned on his laptop and got to work. By the time Ashley came back, little Ella would be long gone, just waiting to get home. In the meantime, Ashley was at work watching the minutes creep by as she waited for the day to end. By the time 5 o'clock rolled around, she was sprinting downstairs to her car so that she could finally be reunited with her dog and boyfriend. She was planning to have a nice dinner and watch a movie as she drove home, completely unaware of what had happened in the hours she was away. She entered the driveway and walked towards her home. Something strange. Although she felt something off the moment she opened up the door, it took her a bit of time to realize something was missing. Solomon bent over to kiss her and told her that he loved her. He even asked her how her work was, but she wasn't able to focus. She walked upstairs, regained her bearings, and then came downstairs. This was the moment she realized Ella was missing, and he had guilt all over his face. "Where's Ella?" she asked him. "Sold her." Solomon didn't immediately respond, but a sneer came over his face, Her world shattered when he admitted exactly what he had done. Later, she told local news, "He looked at me with the most spiteful smile that I had ever seen someone give anybody. He said, 'Babe, I sold her while you were at work today, and it's over. I'm leaving you.'" At that moment, it seemed to Ashley that the world had stopped spinning, and her heart sunk down to her abdomen. Lies, lies, lies. Solomon left Ashley grief-stricken as she had no idea what had happened to her beloved Ella. She looked on Craigslist to find out more about the ad that he had put up that day. Her eyes frantically searched as she finally spotted a picture that caught her eye. "Trying to find a new home for my gorgeous little princess," she read in disbelief. "Just got a new job, so I have to move across the country, and my new place does not allow dogs of any kind. No name." Most worryingly, Solomon left her without a name or number of those who had bought Ella for $600. Without that, there didn't seem to be anything she could do. But she thought outside the box. She got on Facebook and wrote a post. "I am trying to do all I can to find my sweet little baby girl. I am so worried about her and miss her more than words. I have been so heartbroken and devastated about this whole thing. Please help me find my baby. I would really, really appreciate it." Viral post. She never expected her post to go viral, but it did. The malice Solomon displayed shocked people, and they couldn't wrap their minds around how someone could be so heartless. Local news stations heard about it and helped spread her message, in the hopes that someone would respond. A day went by and Ashley was waiting as patiently as she could, but the anticipation was eating at her. No news. 2 days went by with nothing, and then a week. Would she ever get her dog back? Empty feeling. She had been taken advantage of by Solomon, who had the nerve to hoodwink her and profit off her dog. There's no justification for this, and she felt absolutely betrayed. "I can't explain the empty feeling. I felt and how I felt," she said later. "I felt like a hole had been punctured through my heart, like a part of me was missing." As much as she wanted to have a man, the missing piece within her wasn't Solomon, to say the least. Devastated. As the days went by, though Ashley refused to let the negativity and worry take over, she kept positive despite the betrayal by her boyfriend and the lack of reply by the people that had bought her dog. Furthermore, she addressed them on Facebook. "I am devastated, and if you are or know the person of whom she is with, please contact me. I love her more than words can describe, and if you have a heart and you have dogs, you will understand how heartbreaking this is for me." Proof of ownership. "I can prove ownership of her, and the breeder has even said that she will speak on my behalf that she sold the dog to me and that she is my dog," Ashley wrote. "I have already registered her microchip and have contacted all vets and the microchip company about her being stolen. I am also filing a police report for my stolen property. Please, if you have seen her or have her, please contact me. I am willing to pay you for her. I just want my baby girl back. Please." Call she was waiting for. To make matters worse, Solomon sent her a video of Ella with her new owners, who were apparently completely unaware that they had a stolen dog. But then, on the 20th of June, Ashley received the call she was waiting for. Her bid to go to the news worked, as a couple had seen the story on primetime. They were more than accommodating, insisting that Ashley pay no compensation. They just wanted the dog to go back to her own home. Nicest couple. According to Ashley, who later gave an interview to local news, "They were the nicest couple I've ever met. They wanted to see how she's doing and watch her in the future." Ashley had absolutely no problem with that and was more than happy to have more canine enthusiastic friends in the area. Furthermore, she could completely understand how a person could fall in love with the 5-month-old dog. But even though Ashley had her little dog, she wasn't done worrying yet. Going to the vet. The second she had her, Ashley sent Ella straight to the vet to get a checkup. Only then would she rest easy. The doggy doctor told Ashley that little Ella was in tip-top shape and had been taken care of famously. The couple said that they had spent $600 on her and treated her amazingly. Things turned out for the best, thanks to social media and the local news. If it hadn't been for her determination and her never give up attitude, Ella might still be with that nice couple. Lucky. Ashley knows that stolen dogs don't often find their way home, unlike what happened with Ella. As to that, Ashley remarked, "I am so lucky." She also had some kind words for the newsmen and women that helped bring her dog home. "If it wasn't for you guys, this would not have happened." The only question left unanswered was why in the world would Solomon do that? Even if the relationship wasn't right for him anymore, there was no reason to take her dog. Not who she expected. Ashley could have pressed charges against Solomon, but she didn't wish bad on him. In fact, she didn't wish anything on him at all. The only thing she wanted was for Ella to come home. The minute she did, Solomon was out of her life. With a full-time job to go to and a musical career to jumpstart, Ashley had a lot on her plate. Yet, she was more than willing to make room in her life for Solomon. Why do such a thing to a loving girlfriend? Jealous. Solomon misled Ashley when he came to stay with her, but it gets worse. He was so malicious, he even sent her clips of Ella with her new family, terrorizing her. "Ella is safe and sound in her new home," he taunted. "You'll never see her again." While Solomon didn't comment on this story, it seems most likely he stole Ashley's dog because he was jealous of the special connection that they shared. Thankfully for Ashley, Solomon's gone and Ella's back.